Oh, hello, and thanks for taking the time out of your busy day. My name is Louise Fallon, and I'm the Executive Officer of the Medical Benevolent Association of New South Wales, ACT. Recently, we received a flood recovery grant from the New South Wales Government to deliver support to doctors working in flood-impacted areas in Western New South Wales. With over 128 years of experience supporting doctors through adversity, and currently with about 50% of our work being in rural and regional areas, we also realise that many doctors are reticent to ask for help. We know that these floods came on top of many other issues. It is understandable that doctors have been hit both professionally and financially. So if you're feeling a bit burnt out, you're not alone.
The Lismore doctors who experienced the Northern Rivers floods are keen to give back and support their colleagues in Central Western New South Wales. They will co-facilitate the debrief sessions with us. They will bring their lived experiences. We will draw on the power of peer support and collegial connections. There are complex problems here that are difficult to address, and plus we know doctors are reluctant to engage and talk openly. This video will give you a snapshot of the work we did in Lismore, the lessons that we learnt, and what we're hoping to do in Central Western New South Wales in collaboration with you and your Lismore colleagues that we've developed strong partnerships with. And we look forward to meeting and working with you this year.
My name is Dr. Michelle Blanford. On the 28th of February 2022, we lost our clinic to the Lismore floods. When the floods hit, we lost our server and our backup server. We lost our equipment, our furniture, and the clinic itself was inundated with 1.8 metres of water, which meant that everything from the ceilings down had to be rebuilt. As you can imagine, the days, weeks, and months that followed took a huge toll on us, both as individuals and as a clinic. Through all of this, we were trying to support our patients and the community that had lost everything. It was, however, through their ongoing presence and work in the recovery space that the MBA's most important work came about. The Medical Benevolent Association organised for Professor Stewart Dunn to come and run an informal session in town. As doctors, and especially as GPs, our dedication to our patients sometimes gets in the way of looking after ourselves. Once we were through that initial chaos of the floods, it became really important to debrief, to be able to give ourselves some space to process those emotions that we had bottled up. After that initial debriefing, MBA was actually able to organise for Stewart to come and do a debrief for our clinic itself. I would absolutely recommend any doctor who had been affected by a natural disaster reach out to the Medical Benevolent Association for support.
The morning of the 28th saw daylight rise on a world that was completely changed. Complicating this was the fact that a significant portion of the workforce was unable to come in, as Lismore was now cut off from the surrounding areas due to water. It wasn't until I fortuitously met the Medical Beneficence Association that we were able to organise a formal debrief. And 10 months on, we finally, using the extensive skills and knowledge of the MBA, were able to understand and share our experiences. If any of what I've spoken about today resonates with you, I would encourage you to join the MBA in one of their sessions or reach out to their hotline, as it is an invaluable service and has really helped. Thank you.
The doctors we met in Lismore had experienced their own version of human trauma, and like all trauma, that needs to be expressed and understood so that we can make sense of it. Over time, unexpressed, trauma intrudes and overwhelms. When we explored ways of expressing those feelings, even 10 months after the flooding in Lismore, we found common elements among these doctors, repeatedly revisiting and re-experiencing the challenges of managing their patients with limited resources and limited information. What emerged were long-standing feelings of guilt and self-blame, the recurring sense that they should have done things differently or better. These young doctors worked on, seemingly unaffected, but they were still experiencing devastating symptoms, imposter syndrome, and moral injury. And no one knew about it. It was never raised, it was never discussed. Perhaps the greatest tragedy was the failure of the system to learn from these experiences, because each of these doctors talked about ways in which they had grown and become better doctors because of the experience of the floods 10 months earlier. They were better doctors in that they were more competent in identifying the social needs of their patients, and they were better able to make informed decisions in situations where there was limited information and limited resources. At the moment, health administration has no access, no pathways to these learnings, and they would seem to be crucial to advancing our future management of environmental disasters.
We cannot change what happened to Lismore 22 months ago, but we certainly hope that no other rural, regional or indeed metropolitan community ever goes through. But I really do hope that if ever this happens again, that you can all reach out to others who have been through the same situation, learn from past experiences, and please look after yourselves, look after your communities, have the strength to advocate for your community. Thank you.
Want to listen and learn more about how we can use the skills, the resources, the knowledge, and these wonderful doctors with their lived experience to co-design a program that really hits the mark. We are hoping that the result of our work, the doctors in Western New South Wales will feel stronger, happier and more connected with each other, with their Lismore counterparts, and also with people and resources like us at MBA. We also hope that you will benefit in using some of our free, specialised and confidential support services, whether that be on a one-to-one basis or through these group sessions that we're talking about today. In both cases, they'll all be provided freely. You'll be given a safe space, you'll feel valued and respected. So we really hope you want to be involved, and if you do, please give us a call on 02 9987 0504, option 1, or send an email to our support@MBA NSW.org.au, just with your name, phone number, a good time to give you a call, and also if you just mention the Western program, that'd be fantastic. So we hope to see you at the other end, and we look forward to working and listening to you and developing a program that really hits the mark. So thanks a lot.